Hi, my name is Alondra Nájera,
My name is Eduardo Calderón.
and we are students from la Escuela de lenguas and from fifth semester.
Well, we decided to do this video project to talk about what is educational inclusion because we think is a topic that we face in the classroom nowadays.
And that's the reason for what we decide to go out in the Escuela de lenguas and ask our classmates and teachers what do they know or they think about educational inclusion.
For this video project, we decided to interview uh, people from the community that Escuela de Lenguas. In this case, we decided to interview Bibi. Bibi, what could you tell us for you what is educational inclusion?
Okay, well, educational inclusion from that perspective of a teacher, I think that is like it's there, is in the word. It's inclusion. That is like taking all your students to the same place, and not I'm not speaking literally, but it's just like whenever you do something, you do it with everyone. You're not only working with one student or you're only explaining one thing to one student or to four in there. And I think that sometimes as teachers we do that. And this is also related to special needs education, that sometimes in the context of a class, teachers tend to exclude those students. And I think that inclusive education is fighting for that, to include all types of students into the class so you can accomplish whatever goal that your class aims to.
Bibi, thank you to give us a little for your time in order to let us know what do you think about it. Okay, hello.
Hi.
What's your name?
Daniela.
Daniela. For you, what is educational inclusion?
It's when education, well, all that has to do with education, the teachers, the schools consider all kinds of students, and they also consider their strengths and weaknesses.
Okay. Thank you, Daniela.
Good morning. What's your name?
Hi, good morning. My name is Stephanie.
Okay, Stephanie. What can you tell me about educational inclusion?
I'm not really aware of the methods that educational inclusion is, but I think it's trying to include every student, no matter their special needs, in the classroom, like everyone else.
Okay, thank you. Hi, good morning. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Janet Avila.
Okay, Janet, nice to meet you. What can you tell me about educational inclusion?
I think that it's like to try to don't discriminate people with special needs. I think that it's like that, but I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you.
For this video project, we decided to interview a specialized teacher who is Master in Studies of English, Language and Culture, teacher Jaime Yaniro Herrera. Nice to meet you, teacher.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay. We're going to start this interview with some question. Ready? How many years have you been teaching?
So far, I have been teaching for 8 years.
8 years. For you, what is educational inclusion?
Educational inclusion, from my perspective, is the ability to adapt the strategies, curriculum, and some other teaching techniques for the students who have a special educational need. This without like actually changing the whole environment of the classroom.
Is it difficult to design a course or a class that will be inclusive, and why?
It is not that hard. It is not as hard as people used to think. The main difference is the situation where you have to be aware of the characteristics of people with special needs. You cannot like work with a lot of visuals in case that you have a person with a visual disability. So it's just the fact that you adapt certain material or certain techniques in order to make it suitable and meaningful for the students. So basically is that is the difficult part, being aware of the characteristics of the person that you're going to attend into your classroom.
Okay. What do you think is the most difficult thing to do in order to have an inclusive classrooms?
I think that the most difficult part would be to raise the awareness, the awareness, since people with special needs are used to being in an environment that is not suitable in most of the cases for them, that it lacks from many. The facilities are not like designed for people with a specific disability, and I think that's the most difficult part, to make aware the people that is around this person with a special educational need, that besides the characteristics that they may have, they are able to do a lot of things, and that we need to give the facilities for this person to enrich his learning.
Good morning. I'm going to continue the interview. Okay. So, why is it important to be more informed about what educational inclusion is?
This is a reality that has been in our classrooms for several years, and nowadays is reaching to higher and higher levels of education. People with special needs are getting into this educational context, and we need to know how to give them this meaningful learning in order to give them the opportunity to develop as a professional and as a person in our social context.
Can you mention 5 words that define an inclusive class for you?
I would say that it has to be loving, meaningful. They would be considerate, diverse, and most of it human.
Okay. And any recommendation for all classmates that are preparing to be English teachers?
What I would recommend them is for them to be aware that this section of our classrooms, it's a reality that they are going to face probably in a short future. This is something that they are going to face whether they want it or not. The education, the Constitution, backs up the inclusion of these students into our classrooms, and it is important for them to be aware and to be prepared to know how to approach to these students, because they are as capable as many others, and they are as enthusiastic towards learning another language as many others. So what I can recommend them is to be aware and to be prepared that this is going to be something that they will face, and they have to make it real and meaningful for them.
Okay, that will be it. Thank you so much.